Today we're going to take a look at the Mesoamerican religion comparison. To do this, we're going to take a look at the Maya. We're also going to take a look at the Aztec societies. Now, to do this, we're looking at comparing the Aztec Mayan, and this was a real presentation, Thai religion. Now, there are certain contrasts that we're going to take a look at. The first three contrasts are creation myth differences, differing sacred animals between the two societies, and human sacrifice variety. Now, that means they both had human sacrifices, so that's a similarity. They're both polytheistic, and we'll take a look at how they're polytheistic. They both had very similar ceremonies. And also they had calendars that were very unique. So let's start with the Mayan and their creation myth. According to the Mayans, this world that we're living in right now is not the first world. They don't know which world it is, but they know it's not the first world. This world was created by hero twins. Now these hero twins had looked like this, and they would fight the underworld. They fought the underworld until they become rulers of the world here and now. So therefore they were looked up to by the Mayan rulers themselves. Now, just as the world was created, the world would end. But the world would end with a flood. Right? And this flood would end this current world. We go to the Aztecs and their creation myth. A little bit different. The Aztecs' creation myth said it was the fifth world. They knew exactly what world it was. The fifth world. Not only that, humans were first created in this world. Before the world, the fourth world, third, they didn't have humans. This one, humans started to inhabit the earth. Aztecs believed that this earth, this world, was created by Quetzalcoatl. Now, the unique story behind this is that Quetzalcoatl took his own blood, poured it over bones to make humans. This is an image of Quetzalcoatl. Now, Aztecs believed that an earthquake will end the fifth world. Earthquake would end the fifth world. So we go back to the Mayans. You can see how they're sort of different, these creation stories. Well, they also have different sacred animals. To the Mayans, the jaguar, for its speed and also its strength, was considered the most sacred animal for their civilization. Now, for the Aztecs, you had sacred animals as well, but sacred animals for the Aztecs consisted of an eagle, which we saw in their creation or their city creation myth, and the snake. These were animals that were highly respected in the Aztec tradition. And we had a picture like this in our textbook. Now we go to sacrifice. They both had sacrifices, but they're different in some respects. First of all, Mayans would sacrifice, human sacrifice, losers of the Pacotok game. A game where you had two hoops and you tried to get the ball in, sort of like basketball, only much more violent. Now, the losers would be executed or be sacrificed. And the leader of the team would lose his head. Now, sacrifices for the Aztecs were a bit different because they had a different style, much more violent style. They had a lot of different ways to sacrifice their victims. Now, many different ways depending on the god. For the goddess of corn, or maize, Shiloh, they would take women, cut their heads off. Right? And that was a sacrifice for Shiloh. They threw victims into fire, okay, to sacrifice to the fire god. And in probably their most violent type of human sacrifice, they would cut out a living person's heart as it's still beating, take it from the chest as it's still beating, put it in a bowl, and light fire to it as a sacrifice to Huitzilopochtli.